Hi, everybody. We are doing Pitbull Politics again with myself and Bruce. And what we're kind of doing today is a North Dakota Legislature 2025 Cliff Notes, conservative Cliff Notes. And what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing some of the bills that are being put forward, why we think they might be good or bad, whatever, so that you don't have to necessarily do all the deep research, even though we'd rather you would. We understand that not everybody has the time. So, what we're going to try to do today is explain to you the basics of the bills, give you their numbers, and encourage you to contact your legislators. Either way you feel, but we're going to give you our opinion on how we think you should be asking them to vote. So, shall we start with one of my personal favorites, babe? Ethics. Ethics. Let's go for it.
Whoa.
Ethics or lack thereof?
Lacking. I was thinking the ethics in Bismarck.
Do you want me to name the number? The one that has me concerned and you concerned?
81 out of 81.
Nope.
Oh.
HB
Oh
1505.
yes. That's a beauty. Starts off very well.
Wants to shield legislators from prosecution for unethical behavior that would otherwise be criminal if the individual adhered to current legislative rules requiring an individual to disclose a personal or private interest to the member's respective chamber of the legislative assembly. In other words, they can vote, write legislation, and do everything else that will benefit them directly, and they don't have to tell us. Would you like to be able to get away with that? This is why I say politics and ethics, the two don't seem to converse. But take it away, baby.
I tell you what. Well, 1505 unethical behavior. I mean, it is about them making money on the side.
Which
And-
they're already doing anyway.
Oh yes, and we're gonna have a couple names today. Because I'm the type that's why I call myself, or my wife actually named me Redneck Reckoning, because I'm gonna sit there and say there's some people out there that are very, very frustrating to see that we actually voted for them people.
They're taking, in our opinion, unreasonable advantage of their legislative positions.
They're slime. I mean, really, kid. That's that. Why do you? No, see, that's the difference between me and Kid. She's a very sweet lady.
Oh yeah, that's what you say
Okay.
every day.
Every
Every day.
I become an ass because I mean I'm serious. I sit there and I'm going to sit there and talk about one. Here's probably starting off with LeFleur. Is it from Minot?
I believe so.
LeFleur. He says, "Oh, we can't be criminalizing mistakes," and he's referring, of course, to Doctor who got convicted.
It wasn't a
of that.
mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. It was a
That wasn't a
crime.
mistake.
Okay, I mean, what the heck do you mean? Okay, then maybe I shouldn't be accused or have any problem with robbing a bank because I made a mistake then.
I got a better one.
What about driving 85 miles an hour? I sit there and that could be a mistake.
I have a better one.
I have a mistake. First of all, I have a mistake that somebody else did, maybe Kirsten Baszler made a mistake drinking 8 too many drinks.
May I now?
You may. There's lots
Ray
of mistakes.
Holmberg obviously just made a mistake.
That's right, diddling little boys.
And if he was in the legislature under this ruling, who knows what he may have been able to be cleared of because it shields them.
Yes, it does.
I'm just trying to make the comparison, and they're going to say that's an unreasonable comparison, but it is not.
No, because what Doctor did was not right, and all speaking. And here's one thing that's really cute. I love about the ethics committee.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
Ethics committee.
and
That's funny.
of course, a letter to the Honorable Emily O'Brien. Honorable is not. I mean, that's what they call her. They call all judges in North Dakota honorable too. I mean, my God, some of the rulings that we've seen from the code from judges in North Dakota is outrageous.
Again. Okay, so I want to interrupt.
Stick with this.
I want to interrupt you for a
Yep.
second. When I taught my students ethics, character, and morals are what you do when no one's looking, when you stand no personal gain in the matter. You won't get accolades, attaboys, attagirls, you were such an ethical person. You won't make any money from it or whatever. Ethics are what you do because it is the correct thing to do at that moment. You will not benefit from it. We are missing the true definition, in my opinion, of ethics and politics in North Dakota. We're not even close.
No, they're really not. And what I said earlier, 81 out of 81. 81, there's 81 uh, claims of ethical problems, violations, and Emily O'Brien and her wonderful commission said that 81 had no case. Are you kidding me?
What are the odds? Mathematically,
0?
what are the odds?
I mean, well,
I'm not really good at math. You're the mathematician, but 81 claims, not a single one at validity.
yes. I mean, okay. I mean, obviously, we have lots of vindictive little citizens out there.
Oh, those bastards.
Yes, they have no
Sorry,
clue.
but those bastards.
I mean, hey, it is zero chance. And looking at it, okay, one thing, what the hell? Now, in 2018, we decided to voted in that we'd have a commission, right? Ethics commission. But holy crap, are you kidding me? The ethics commission. Why the heck it's all legislatures? Think about that. Shouldn't the commission be of citizens?
Okay.
Of looking at it? It's like going, it's crazy. They're checking up on themselves and they're the corrupt ones?
Wait a minute. I agree with you for
Yeah.
that. But here's the thing. Who are they going to appoint? They're going to just appoint their cronies anyway.
No, they don't commit. They don't.
Because
appoint
that's what
crap.
they do with all
Yes.
the higher education board.
No, that's wonderful.
All they do is appoint their cronies who are also going to benefit. So you tell me how this could be different.
Well, okay. There's
'Cause-
got to be. Is there? All right. We have a. Yes.
To be different.
But somebody has to be appointing them, and it can't be a legislature. It isn't the governor. It isn't. It's well. I tell you what. How about if you sit there and we elect 10 honest people to do it? Something has to happen where we have to do this, where the commission is not of legislatures. Do you have any ideas? Hey, people out there, why don't you guys help us out? Tell us, what do you think? How do you think we can get
an actual ethics commission?
Exactly. What do you think? Do you have any ideas? I mean, I do. I like I said, you sit there and hey, tell you what, me and you'll start. I tell you what, old Emily O'Brien would not like that.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't like
that. Yes, and Doctor
that.
would not like it, and obviously, LaFleur, who's the head of this crap, he wouldn't like it either. Who would like it? I tell you what. That's one person I would put on the commission. If there's a legislature that says, "Hey, those guys are right," I would sit there and say, "Hey, you can vote us in."
Thing, anytime you have an entity, and this goes clear to the federal level, where they also police themselves.
Yes.
Everybody's dirty. So everybody is more than willing to grant their cohorts leeway because sooner or later it's going to be their turn in the bucket. Therefore, the corruption continues. And if you think that we are anything else other than a microcosm of what is happening at the federal level in North Dakota, you are severely mistaken.
Yes, it's not. Now, you said I think there are some ethical people in North Dakota.
Okay, I will agree that, but I will also agree that the vast majority of them, percentage-wise, we're back to talking numbers, but percentage-wise are ethically challenged.
I can't argue with that. I'm thinking it's so 10 years ago I would have never said anything like that. I would have gone maybe 40, 60, but now I'm sitting there thinking it's at least 60-40 the other way if I had to guess.
Oh, I think it's worse, but that's
you think it's 99
Debbie
out of 100.
Debbie Downer, but
I can't. I'm not arguing. I'm definitely not saying no. But I mean, I tell you what, when the man says, a guy that just got convicted said it shouldn't be criminalized for a mistake. And of course, O'Brien's was just outraged. She thought
She
this was
wrote
terrible.
legislation specifically to benefit her company, which was paying
Oh
her.
yes, yes, yes. Oh,
And
I
that got nowhere. That's my point.
oh
Do
yeah.
we really have an ethics commission? No.
Oh, you mean Bioscience Associates of North Dakota that got a 600,000 grant for the North Dakota Department of Agriculture? Oh, by the way, that $600,000, that's your money. It's not like a grant is magical. I say it 100 times. It's your money, people, citizens in North Dakota. And of course, over the last year, they had 10 grants worth $5.5 million. I don't know. I mean, it seems like, and they nobody admits to it,
And
but
she makes over $6,000 a month, if I'm correct. And the district chair for the Republican Party makes over $7,000 a month from that same organization.
yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
That's
That's
how
pretty
many of
good
you?
money.
Excuse me. How many of you are making that kind of money?
The
For
70.
as a part-time they always cry about the fact, oh, we're part-time legislators. We're so
Yeah.
downtrodden. We can't afford to do anything. Though they sound like they can afford a hell of a lot more than I
Well,
can.
that's $72,000 a year, or $84,000 a year. That isn't too dang bad. Actually, that's more than
I'd live with
almost
it.
everybody.
I'd live with it.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, especially for just voting the right way. Oh no,
Well,
that's not
if
it.
we're going to continue with ethics, and let's continue to do that,
Okay.
let's look at the Corrupt Practices Act.
Oh,
And they're looking to close a loophole that allows critics, counties, parks, and schools to spend money to campaign against ballot measures like they did Measure 4 with property tax. Where I actually attended a League of Cities meeting, which they spent well over an hour telling people how to circumvent should Measure 4 come to pass and how to fight Measure 4. With, by the way, League of Cities is taxpayer funded. In part, might not be totally, but they get our money. So in other words, they're using our money against us. And I'm just wondering how this did not violate the state corrupt practices. But wait a minute. We come back to that ethics
81. It might have been.
ethics thing.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Take it away, Bruce.
I mean, well, okay, public entities like that are taking taxpayer money, your money,
Our money.
and they're giving it to private organizations. Oh, and which would private organization? Oh, how about Science Association of North Dakota?
Association of Counties, School
Yeah,
Boards
school boards.
Association.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going, wow. I mean, anybody that thinks we're such a wonderful little state that we're just honest. I mean, actually, lots of the people I know in North Dakota are honest, and that's excluding. Well, actually, we probably have one honest legislature in our district. I do believe, but
I'm just
it's
saying
it's
the numbers aren't with us. May the
no,
odds be ever in our favor, and they're not.
no, they're not. No, it's frustrating.
Supposedly, once the dollars from government members of these private organizations are given to the private organizations, school board, all of these association of counties and the others, um, they're no longer they're considered private dollars and no longer subject to the corrupt practices.
Interesting.
So, isn't that interesting? Basically, you're spending state money, you're spending taxpayer money so that people can fight the will of the people. And technically, there's nothing you can do.
Now they want to make it a law
And they
that you can't do
do.
it all. I mean, they're upset that they can't. That people want them to go and do the right. That's like our. Oh, and by the way, most of these are Republicans because obviously Republicans decide everything in North Dakota. But so, and it wouldn't be any better with Democrats either.
I need to make this comment. Republicans and Democrats is the two-party system. All
Yes.
right. Conservatives and liberals tend to be two different other things because I love when someone says to me, "Oh, now you have a Republican governor." And I said, "Yes, I have a Republican governor, not a conservative governor." There's two different distinctions that no one seems to be able to make.
Yeah.
And they need to understand there's a reason the term rhino, Republican in name only, has been established. And the media especially, the conservative media does not seem to be able to distinguish between conservative and Republican. They're labeling everybody under the Republican banner as being conservative, and that is
Yes.
not the case.
Well, and people, just because they call themselves conservatives, do not believe it unless you watch how they're voting.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, okay, conservatives, George Bush, was he a conservative?
No.
Okay,
Neither of them.
neither of them.
Neither of them.
Were all these people was Mitch McConnell? I guess he's still in, isn't
He
he?
voted against
Hegstaff.
Hegseth, yep.
Yep. It's interesting what we consider to you let them tell you they're conservative. What about even radio people? Scott Hannon, is he really conservative?
No.
No. All he does is support the Republican Party,
And
who
the
is not.
pipelines for CO2
Oh,
and okay.
we'll get to that later.
I'm
but
just
yeah, I
saying.
think that's definitely something that is frustrating because they're doing things to protect that too with in our legislatures want to do stuff, but that's where are we going to go now, Kitty?
Well, why don't we take a look at the property tax, and I'm going to use air quotes, reform that's been filed over the transom, because a lot of this falls into the ethics
Yeah.
and the benefit of legislators that we've been talking about. Because a lot of our legislators, including our governor, benefit from the energy legislation that's being touted, including the CO2 energy, from the fact about eminent domain being able to shove this pipeline down people's throats and everything else. We have a real problem because we've got an abundance of money. It's been proven, but none of it is getting to the actual people who are paying the bills in North Dakota. It all tumbles back to ethics.
It really does. And it's kind of interesting because obviously if you hear all the conservative radio people and our legislatures and stuff, they always tell it, oh, 50% of the population or the property taxes is paid by the energy.
Sure it is.
I mean, okay, but it's kind of interesting that they pay 2% of their profits.
Can I make a comment about that?
Go with 2%.
I was listening to Harold Ham, who was on the radio with Hennon, because there was a ceiling where when oil prices went above, they were supposed to kick in and start paying more taxes. And the legislature, in its infinite knowledge, said, "Oh no, wait! You did pass that threshold, but we don't think you need to pay any extra taxes." All right. Now, Harold Pham was on the radio defending this by saying, "What other business entity, when they are doing well, do you punish for doing well by making them pay more taxes?" And I'm driving down the road at that time going, that would be me.
That would be every
That would be every person who has ever gotten a raise, who has ever bought a house, who has ever done anything that has achieved anything successful in North Dakota or in the United States. We're all punished for doing better. But Harold Ham and Mark Hennon seem to think that that doesn't apply to the energy industry. And I'd like to know why.
Scott Hannon, but
No, I really would like to know
but
why.
you said it's Mark Hannon. I said
I'm sorry.
Scott Hannon.
Okay,
But
okay.
anyway, well, it doesn't matter. His
I'm
name's
very, very
irrelevant.
frustrated
Oh,
because
yes.
because all the rest of us, when we achieve better,
Well, of
are
course.
taxed more.
Yes.
That was written into legislature, and when that trigger was pulled, oh no. We're not going to pay any attention to that.
I gotta say, for people that do very well, 2% is pretty dang cheap. I don't think we're even in that ballpark of 2%. Obviously,
Oh.
I don't think we're in the ballpark of 15%. Okay, who knows?
We
what
enjoy
actually-
hamburger hot dish a lot.
Yes, yes, we do.
I'm just
And that's-
saying.
It is extremely frustrating, and all they want is us to make sure we keep paying for a lot of their projects too. That's frustrating. Oh my goodness, I hope not. And guess
Their
what? We haven't
pipelines.
we haven't talked about data centers yet, but holy man, is that scary.
I'm just saying,
They're pipelines.
their windmills.
Yes.
I'm just saying, here's the thing. Every time there is a pet project, we're paying for it and we're being told we will be rewarded in the end. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen the checks. Oh yeah. Well, I'll talk about the property tax later. About the checks, yes, yes. There is. It's us.
Do you
We're
remember
paying
that?
for that. We're paying for everything. We're paying for the property taxes that lots of people.
Do
We're
you remember
paying
the
for.
insurance commercial where the guy's got the fishing? Oh, you almost had it that time. Oh, you almost got it. That's exactly where we're at with our government in North Dakota. Oh, you almost got one there. And now, wait, let's talk about property tax because now they're going to offer us. Oh, you almost got that refund there.
Well, we will. Oh, you. I tell you what. I guarantee we will get a refund. No. Well, is it a refund? I guess it is a refund.
Did your own money?
They're giving it back. Isn't that gracious of them?
Yes.
I mean, it's seriously.
I'm such a
I
selfish
know. I
bitch.
know. Really. Come on, kitty. Let's get realistic. I mean, just because you paid in $5,000 of property taxes that went up from 2,500 a couple years ago, you're going to get $1,500, maybe. And I liked it. They raised it up to 50.
Ooh,
It's like
sorry,
it's
but
and people are excited about this. It's like Jesus Christ, dudes!
okay.
It's your money. They're stealing your money
Yes.
first. They're robbing you, and then they give a little bit of back. Is that what we're going to be happy about? Nah, I'm not happy about it because one, like I say, property taxes were definitely should have gone away.
They
And
should have.
yes, we should have voted them out. But I know
Millions
the
of dollars
yes
were
from out of
very,
state. By
very,
the way, out of state money.
very
That
effective.
oh yes, very effective, and they did a good job. And we have the idiots. I don't think there was too many idiots, conservative or liberal, that were in favor of it. Did you hear many radio people that were in favor
Well,
of?
okay, so there's a reason they weren't in favor of it because they were making a very much amount of money
Right.
for the other side because our side didn't have a lot of money to run ads. So where are you going to go? You're going to go to the money side, right?
Mm.
And they were also promised that that money would continue. Did they take payoffs? No. Did they take advertising dollars? Yes.
Did they take payoffs? Who knows?
I'm just
Okay, I'm just saying we can't prove
knock it
anything.
off. I'm just
Okay.
saying, all I'm saying is this. If your advertising revenue depends on one source, are you going to piss them off?
Only if you're an idiot and or incapable of doing something right.
Continue on, my dear.
Yeah, I tell you, no. But the property taxes, and I keep saying, I'm gonna keep. I always say it. Why? And we have more people and more people. I think you have a couple companies that are getting TIFs and pilots,
Yes.
and we are sitting there and we want every cent we can get out of our citizens, our grandpas and grandmas, because guess what? You never ever own your property. You know that. We said that before. And isn't that frustrating to sit there and think that an 85-year-old man can lose his house, but Doug Burgum and Armstrong and Harold Ham never have to pay on their lots of their properties? That's frustrating. I always say if one pays, everybody pays. We got to stop. And not one. I'm kind of surprised that not one legislature has mentioned that. Wouldn't you think that would be a logical thing? Because you think about how many people you could save if Doug Burgum had to pay for all his properties in Fargo. I mean, and how many teachers
Well,
it could hire.
a few things. So we promised we'd mention some bill numbers and stuff
Oh
and
yes.
how we pay. So House Bill 1482 seeks to remedy the abuse of local governments using low turnout special elections
Oh yeah.
to pass bond measures on the ballot, requiring all political subdivisions to budget and plan well enough to ask voters to take on debt at a primary or general election to ensure that not only will more voters turn out, but more voters will be informed. All right,
Mhm.
which makes sense because what
This
happens is
is
they raise mills, they do all kinds of other things, and then they wait until, oh, look, bright, shiny object over here. Everybody's distracted, and now we have a special election. And then when they get the bill for the special election, everybody's outraged, but it's too damn late.
and okay,
And if you can't
why?
budget that long, what
Yes,
the
yes.
hell?
I mean, really, this is a good bill. This one we have to pass, right? That we don't have all these special elections, especially property taxes. Your money, very important
School
to
board
you. School
elections,
board yeah, they're very. Oh my God.
mill levy
Yes,
changes,
yes. They have to sit there, and it should always be
sales
every two.
tax.
And I don't know. I besides a death of a legislature that you need or something like that, there shouldn't be any special elections. I cannot see why they cannot wait 2 years. Is it?
Figure it out.
Yes.
Okay, that's HB 1482.
Good bill.
We have another one. HB 1559 seeks to change the way that residential property is valued. The valuations would only increase after a sale or transfer or when structural improvements are made that result in more square footage. Okay, it removes the market value change portion of the current property tax valuation formula. This means if you put a new roof on, if you improve your windows so that you're not losing heat as bad, maybe you reside your house and stuff, you're not going to be freaking dinged for it. Take it away, Bruce.
Well, and that only makes sense because I tell you what, we fixed up our places, right? And I never seen anybody come and help. I haven't had any mayors come and help. I haven't had a school board member come and helping me getting this. This is what we do, and we pay for it. Or so like, why do you think we have to pay the state more? So that's pretty obvious. It is, and that's another good bill. I think somebody has something
Now,
their heads out of their
I'd like
butts.
to mention something. There's people out there who are saying that this shouldn't be passed because it encourages people
Oh.
not to sell their property. Well, if you're an elderly person and you would like to actually stay in your home, why should you be forced to sell your property because you cannot afford the property tax due to the valuations?
Disincentivizing people to sell your property. What the heck? Why? We've been here for 30 years and we love the place we're in.
We built
Why
it
would
for
we?
that.
Yes, why would we want to? What? I mean, I don't believe somebody said that. That this is. I mean, everybody's supposed to be selling everything. Oh, by the way, don't they tell? Didn't they tell you that?
Boomers need to move on so that
Yes.
the younger families can have their properties. No offense, screw you. How about that? Screw you.
I really well.
I built this
And
place with my husband. We deserve to live here as long as we damn well please.
and she's a sweet one.
I'm sorry, screw you.
Yes, I mean, really, seriously, that was probably no. This bill is definitely a go. It has to be one of the few that we haven't had a whole bunch of them in the property tax thing that it is. Now, do I think that getting $1,550 is okay back? Well, it's better than nothing, but I think I'd like to see uh, no mill levies and stuff like that. But I'm looking at am I happy with the 3%
I'd
cap?
be happy with any cap.
I think
If there's no extraneous ways to get around it, like we experienced when we looked at the League of Cities telling everybody how to get around that.
yes, and that's it's going to be interesting. I know now the number is 3%. I think the 2% would be pretty. But I noticed one legislator said I can't remember which one. I think it might have been Lifer, but he was all well. What happens if the yeah inflation goes up more than 3%?
Guess what? It goes up for us too, usually
Yeah,
more.
I know. It's like going, guys, 3%. I wish, it's like, did our food bill go up more than 3% the last year and
Yes.
stuff like that? It happens. It happens. You guys just got to learn to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to have to tighten my belt a little bit. That's what we have to do. And people, we have to start electing school board members, because that's where most of our property taxes go. Obviously, we know that we have to start electing people that are better suited
To
to
budgets.
budgets. And right now, I mean, I got to say, we got to sit there and seriously think about who we're electing and why we're electing them. I mean, I got to say, I got to be very cautious about electing professors because
Idiots.
because they all they think about is education. That's all that's important to them. Why would we go with professors? And another one I got to sit there and say is, why would you had to be very cautious about voting in on your school board anybody in especially big construction, because I mean, my gosh, these guys, and I know lots of them try to get are in places.
Construction.
Yes, and that makes sense because guess what? They're going to make a lots of money
Can
off
I
these.
mention another bill?
Yeah,
House
go for it.
Bill HB 1476 requires the superintendent of public instruction to
Oh,
regularly assess school buildings and to develop and maintain a system for tracking the assessments and building maintenance. This addresses the issue which we faced here in Hillsborough. Many local school districts have where they will intentionally neglect buildings in order to make a better case to voters that there is a need for a bonded debt to replace the buildings. Now, I am not saying that Hillsborough intentionally neglected the building, but
it's
it
sure.
sure did seem like it when we looked at
There's
everything the way
people.
it was.
There's people that say that, and I guess I didn't look good enough
They
at it,
got
but
ESSER funds for a whole bunch of stuff. They hired a whole bunch of new people, which they want to raise our mills 12 mills now to pay for versus repairing the buildings. And just a year or so ago, they were coming to us clamoring for a new school building because it was in such disrepair.
yep, and there is a lots of that going around. I hear is not repairing things that could be repaired cheaply.
We should build a new school.
And that's why I say watch out for big contractors going into the school board. And obviously, you got your helicopter parents that you have to watch out. Know who the heck who we are voting for or voting in. School boards,
Well,
very effective,
no
very
matter who
important.
they vote in, watch them.
Well, and then get rid of the next. Well, you got 4 years of creepy. That's the problem.
Whether they're on quote unquote conservative or liberal education, watch them hold their feet to the fire, show up and question.
Exactly, exactly. That's that's what, like I say, we got a lot to say about school boards and property taxes.
Business as usual cannot be allowed to continue.
No, no. I mean, you can't sit there and ask for more money every year. And well, okay, one thing that really kind of irritated me, and we're from Hillsborough, so I still get ticked off about $515,000 for 13 acres, and I don't know. I know that comes to about $39,615 per acre.
Oh, can we
That
get
is
that?
not. Yeah, I know. That's what. Yeah, that would be a damn good deal
We live
for us.
about 8 miles outside of town. We have 15 acres. We'll set up. You can
Yes,
build your school right here.
yes, we can. And
I'm
actually,
being facetious, but
exactly.
I
And
mean,
that's frustrating, and that's another type of person that you have to make sure you don't vote for into a school board is somebody that is going to take advantage, or I don't think it's taken. They didn't take it. The people that sold that property did not take advantage of it. Well, they might have, but
Good Old Boys Club is alive and well in North Dakota. It's alive and well in every small town. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours because we know the people will pay for it.
and we always do.
And we always do.
Yep, and we sit there, and and of course they always use. What
Such a
about
great bond.
no? Oh, what about the kids? We're doing it for the kids, the children. I save the children. It's like going, no, you, you guys.
You want to know what's for the children? Educator of 20 years here. Getting kids that showed up in my college classroom that could read, write, converse intelligently, and do actual basic math. I'm not talking higher calculus. I'm talking balance accounts. I'm talking major, just the everyday crap that you need to stay alive. And they could not do it. But they were all high school graduates. Some of them were valedictorians, as I was informed of when I gave them C's, and which I received nasty emails from, to which I said, your case might have been a better plea had you spelled valedictorian correctly throughout your email, but I digress. We are doing our children a huge disservice by placing them in palaces versus educating them. The condition to which your home is, 5 stories, 5 baths versus the trailer home, should have no merit upon how you are educated. Yet they are telling us, the people, that if we don't put these kids in 5-bedroom, 5-bath palaces as education, that we don't give a damn. As someone who comes from the trenches, bullshit.
Bullshit. And
I'm the nice one.
I got a master's in education myself, and I tell you what, this is what we really have to get back to is priorities. I don't call it needs or wants because that's kind of sweet. Priorities. What the hell are priorities in education? What is it?
Gender.
English? Yeah.
Pronouns.
English, reading, writing, math, science, history. That's what our priorities have to be.
Should
and,
be.
No, they
are
should
not.
Be. I
They
know they are not.
should
Yes, they
be.
have to be. And you sit there and yeah, gender studies isn't on the top of my list. So it's all interesting what's happening in property taxes and education. They actually go pretty damn close, hand in hand.
Can I do another one?
Go another one.
House Bill 1292 and House Bill 1414 would end the ability for CO2 pipelines to qualify for common carrier status and utilize eminent domain, which brings us kind of back to property rights.
Yep.
These bills will be heard in the House Energy Committee on 1/30/2025. Contact your legislators. All right. SB, Senate Bill 2322 also ends the ability for CO2 pipelines to qualify for common carrier status and utilize eminent domain. This bill will be held in the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee at 9 a.m. 1/30/25. Here's the deal, people. Bitching, keyboard worrying means nothing. Go out there, know the name of the bill, contact your legislators. You don't have to show up in Bismarck to testify. Send them written testimony. Do this if this is what you want to see fixed. But I don't know about the rest of you. I would like to finally be able to own my property and tell somebody if they have a windmill, if they have a solar panel, if they have a CO2 pipeline and they want to cross my property, and I would like to tell them no, pound sand.
Pound sand, CO pipeline for the special people. Oh, we got Harold Hammond and Armstrong and the announcer Scott Hannon and his buddies. I mean, really, it is not the right thing to do. And of course, all 3 of them talk about eminent domain. It's actually kind
It's land grab.
it is.
It is a really nice domain. Is a really nice word for land grab. We are taking what is yours for our purposes. Screw you.
Yep. And if you don't do what we want, let us run through that pipeline, our pipeline wherever we want. We're going to just do it anyway. And it's very frustrating that they even think about this because it's not going to be it's not enhancing anything like they keep saying. Oh, by the way, I know the clowns always talk about, oh, the price of corn is going to go up so much. Okay, yeah. Every time the price of corn goes up, so does your cereal. So does
Your beef, your poultry, all eat corn.
Yep. It's like going, dang, guys, we gotta work this out that it could be in a situation where nobody gets punished. And we're in this really because most of us are really frustrated because guess what? They're gonna run it on our land. They're gonna use our taxes to get this damn pipeline through, and then they're gonna raise our prices on food. It's really not a great thing for us. I mean, if I tell you what, if this is such a damn great thing, Harold, Haram, do it. Put your money into it. I know. Oh, okay. You put in so much money.
Put your money into it.
Yes.
Stop putting mine into it. Stop putting his into it. Put all your money into it. Triple down. Go for it.
Our money's the same.
Kind of.
No,
No, it is.
But yes, I gotta say,
Dude.
I'm really sick of threatening of eminent domain. And of course, oh my gosh, they did it. They did it in Iowa. They're gonna do it. Well, Minnesota doesn't have any choice. You're gonna do what you're told to do in Minnesota. South Dakota's fighting it. We're not.
God bless South Dakota.
I know they're the only ones with any cojones whatsoever. I mean, and I think they're gonna get beat, and we probably will get beat, but at least fight for it. I mean, it's got to be done. It's like going, this is not for us. This is not a great thing for us. It's going to be great for oil extraction, or it might be great for oil extraction. Right now, they don't know. Okay,
But
but
we're gonna pay for it anyway.
we're gonna pay for it, and we're gonna make those dang oil companies pay their 2% too.
Which many legislators actually happen to have investments in oil companies. So we're right back to where we started. The ethics. The ethics.
Oh,
Because
Lordy.
so many of our legislators have interest or own oil wells, or at least have some stock investment or some income generated through our energy. We're right back to where we started this entire conversation, which is ethics and transparency.
I wonder if they really needed somebody to get a vote, if they would not pay somebody off too.
I don't know about that,
We can't
but
say
I
anything.
just know one thing: they're busy paying themselves off, and that's why that ethics law was built. Was where they would no longer be charged with violating the ethics because they voted for something that proved to be a definite benefit to them. And that was HB 1505, which seeks to shield legislators from prosecutions for unethical behavior.
That one has to go
Houston,
down.
we have a problem.
Even somebody coming up with that legislation. I mean, get rid of those people. They are not good people.
What else you got?
What do I have?
Yep.
I really don't have a lots of bills other than this. Do you have?
I think, please, all I want to say is this: go through, write down some notes, find the bills we mentioned, contact your legislators if you have the time, submit written testimony, submit video testimony, but by gosh darn it, have your voice be heard.
Say something. It's important
Say
for us.
something.
It's important for us. Peons? Deplorables? What are we?
Well, we aren't much better than serfs anymore, which is why we got on those little boats and sailed across the ocean. Please pay attention. What you say, what you do has impact. If you stay silent, you are complicit. You good?
I'm good.
Pitbull Politics. Signing out, as always, God bless.